Call of Duty Warzone Season 4 update is here. The patch notes have just been released and we're going to get into them right now to check out all the changes for the Season 4 update. Let's get straight into it. So first thing we have up on the list for Season 4, this one is dubbed Mercenaries of Fortune, and it's got a pretty fortune gold bar orientated theme. First thing we've got is the playlist updates. So the big thing to note is that as of today we're getting Fortune's Keep, which is the brand new map for Resurgence. So that is going to run for this whole week, and then as of next week we're going to get Rebirth Island quads back along with Fortune's Keep. Moving on, after that we're going to still have the quads and Rebirth for the next 2 weeks, and then as of the week of the 21st of July, which is my birthday, we will be getting a Fortune's Keep and Rebirth rotation from 10 AM PST each day. So every other day you'll get a chance to play the alternate map, which is really cool. One of the things that they're trying to do is actually work out exactly what we need for player size, and get a kind of A/B between the two maps and see how they play out. One of the things they're trying to do with this new map is actually work out whether it's the map everyone loves on Rebirth or it's the mode. So this is going to give us a really good chance to do that. We've got a brand new battle pass as always, 100 tiers, 2 free weapons. This is the Submachine Gun and the Light Machine Gun. This Submachine Gun is actually going to be akimbo, so you're going to be able to run 2 of those at once. Hopefully they're not broken like everything else akimbo that's been in Warzone's history. 25 free items, battle pass bundles, COD points, and progression. We also have some new events. So the Mercenaries of Fortune event is going to run from the 22nd, which is today, to the 7th for the next week. We've got some money bag challenge, cutthroat challenge, shopping spree, pocket. So these are just all opportunities to get new XP and get through that battle pass quickly. Rewards, the golden vehicle skin for the armoured SUV that's coming mid-season. So looking at modes, we've got the Golden Plunder, Fortune's Keep Resurgence. This is the thing we care about the most, the brand new map. The player counts are going to stay the same. As I mentioned briefly earlier, they are going to be looking to see how the pacing goes on Fortune's Keep, and they're going to adjust that against the player sizes that we have for Rebirth. So original Rebirth style player counts for now, and then we're going to move on. Plunder adjustments, Most Wanted has been removed from the loot pool. So in case you've been hiding under a rock and you haven't seen it already, this is the Fortune's Keep map. Let me know in the comments where you're going to be dropping first. It is out very shortly. We will be streaming it tonight, so make sure you subscribe and jump in the stream tonight and see how we get on. We're also making a jump spots, drop spots video for this very, very soon, so you don't want to miss that one. Fortune's Keep new map. So we're looking at those big POIs. Got the town. This is going to be super sweaty. Lots of hidden areas, lots of different jumps, lots of nice ways to sneak through and traverse. Smuggler's Cove. This part of the map is the lower part of the map that's attached to the upper part of the map via the Cove. Lots of ladders and zips and all the rest of it. That's going to be really fun. Keep. This is the main attraction, the biggest POI. It's going to have loads of sneaky little spots. It's going to take some exploring, that's for sure. Winery. This is taking influence from a traditional 6v6 map, so it's going to be interesting to see how the lanes play out within this building. Again, we've probably done a video on this already. A couple of new public events added also. So we've got the Mercenaries cash extraction, which is basically going to be a bit like in Plunder, where the balloons go up and where you extract your cash. This will be AI extracting cash, and you can go kill the AI, get their cash. This event will happen in the 2nd and 4th circles. Gives you an opportunity to get some money for the next public event. The next public event is the Black Market Supply Run. This is a bit like supply run contracts, but also mashed with a new buy station that has, it'll be at the buy station, but it will have new items you can't get regular buy stations. This will be the new Sequencer Grenade, Nebula V miniguns, just minigun with Nebula rounds, Foresight, Specialist bonus, and one of or several redacted classified weapons. New equipment that's also been added is the Secrecy Grenade. This is a tactical grenade, and it will apply visual distortion effects with floating red numbers, a bit like the numbers event, on the victim's screen. We'll also have an auditory debuff, so you basically won't be able to hear anything. Players can counter this with battle hardened or using a stim, and this stim will be immediate. So as soon as you hit that stim, that's going to kick that off. This can only be acquired via the new black market buy stations. This is the map. This is where we are going to see, this is Caldera map, sorry, this is where we're going to see a load of new updates to different POIs. I'm going to kind of breeze through this, don't play Caldera, but this is giving me a little bit of hope. I might give it a go. I do just prefer the Resurgence game mode. Caldera update, so basically they've added Storage Town back from Verdansk, added a few micro POIs to basically fill in the spots. We've got a load of new bunkers, key cards and things to do. They've taken an arid approach to vegetation. Basically, they've got rid of all the bushes. But they've added the micro POIs to fill up that line of sight. Fighter planes are back. Weapon trading stations have been added around the map. Gameplay. So, new gameplay features. We'll get an armoured SUV. This is an in-season update. EMP grenade. So basically it's non-lethal. It's going to take away your HUD for 6 seconds. Can be reduced by the battle hardened perk. It also deactivates the engines of vehicles for 10 seconds. Broken ATMs, portable redeploy balloons. Okay, that's pretty cool. Quality of life updates. So this is actually an update that I'm not so sure on myself. I kind of liked the sticky loadout positioning. So in the lobby, when you picked a loadout, it would remember where your loadout was. They've reverted that, and it's going to always start at the top of the list. So make sure you don't miss that, because if you've messed around and you're expecting it to select you a gun, it's not going to. It's going to start at the top of the list. So when you pick up your loadout, make sure of that. Gas mask animation. So the brake animation will no longer interrupt parachuting while falling. This has been updated to be in line with the removal animations. Buy station menu. They've added an option in the settings, your settings, to basically allow you to stay in the buy station once you've selected your first purchase. So you can, if you're going to do multiple purchases, you don't have to keep going back into that buy station. This is going to be preference, obviously. Player-owned inventory. This will indicate whether you've got a gas mask, etc., so you don't try and buy the thing again. I think you will still be able to if you're trying to buy an extra gas mask, but it won't force you to. Deployable buy stations. These are going to live for longer in the gas. Fire sale, a public event. Infill POI text, so they've updated some usability stuff there. Out of bounds timer has been up, so if you go out of the gas or you go out of the out of bounds section, you can now got 10 seconds rather than 5. Gulag audio. Spectators won't have audio. Hit markers being reduced. Redeploy positioning. Basically, you're going to start close to your squad as per the intended update last time. Ground loot perks. So with the success of ground loot perks, which I personally love, they have now added to the rarest drop rate, Ghost, Combat Scout, Double Time, Cold Blooded. So basically all the OP perks, they've added them in. Battle hardens and stuns. Battle hardened stun resistance has been upped from 40 to 70%. So if you hate being stunned or flashed, run battle hardened. Scavenger awards an extra $500 in a pouch with each kill. That's pretty decent. If you ask me, that's pretty good. Hardline provide 25% discount on all buy station items, including loadout drops. That was previously not a thing. Previous adjustments. Restock perk. Charge time is being increased up to 30% from 25%. Radar jammer. Drop rate. Reduce the chances of the drop rate. That's good. Tactical equipment. Right. Just before we get... Snapshots have been nerfed, so yeah, we'll stick with that one. That's great. Just before we get into the weapons, I want to shout out Clean Warzone patch notes. So this is a website created by this geezer here, Kev Bond 3 on Twitter. Go check him out. He hasn't got many followers, but he's made this site. And essentially, what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to not need to take a nap or have a brain aneurysm trying to interpret the Ravens, is it buffed, is it nerfed? We're going to make sure we get that information to you quicker. So we're going to scroll down through the top parts of the patch notes that we've already been through, and we're going to get to the weapon adjustments. So we've got the two new weapons. We've got a high fire rate LMG and a high mobility SMG. New challenges updated to unlock the Nikita and the M1916. So they're probably maybe a little bit easier. Weapon adjustments, here we go. So the Black Ops Cold War has received a nerf. The nerf is to the recoil. AS44 has had a pretty big buff, a slight nerf to the 50 round Korenko. The bar, muzzle buff. We're looking at some of its attachments here. A lot of them had buffs, some of them had nerfs. If you're using the bar, this might balance that out slightly. Cooper Carbine had a big old buff there. They have nerfed the tight grip if you're using that perk, and compressed rounds have also taken a bit of a hit also. Itra Burst, don't know if anyone uses that. The Nikita Vanguard assault rifle has been buffed. That was pretty good. I picked up a few ground light options on that front, and it was pretty solid, so definitely one to watch out for. The M40 had a buff. Pharah, so this is the Black Ops Cold War FFAR, not the Pharah, sorry, and it's had a buff of max damage range, so that was hitting pretty hard on Rebirth anyway, so that's definitely something to watch out for. The beloved or hated NZ41 has had an odd amount of buffs, so have to see how that plays out, because it's always quite hard to interpret these. STG been nerfed into oblivion, so obviously you can't buy the Godzilla bundle anymore, so they don't really care about that one. Hopefully this means it's the end of the straight shooting STG. The Vargo's had a little bit of a buff. Launchers have all had a buff, so knows why they buffed all the launchers. I'm hoping that I interpret this inner damage as the damage close range, so hopefully this means that when someone shoots you close range, they will kill themselves as well because it's had a buff damage. Hopefully that's what that is intended to combat. You shouldn't be able to shoot someone in the face with an RPG and survive close range. That's just ridiculous. So hopefully that's what that is interpreted to. Light machine guns, Whitley's had a buff. Nothing too substantial, but definitely something I'll watch out for. The Bren buff. The Vanguard Bren. Type 11 buff, blah 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 blah. Crossbow, bullet velocity's been buffed as well. So both crossbows have been buffed. Melee weapons. So one thing they've said is that close quarters combat, the melee weapons weren't holding up against some of the heavyweight quick movement speed SMGs. So what they've done is they've kind of buffed the slash time and the movement speed of a lot of these melee weapons. There's also a new melee weapon in one of the bundles, so that's probably why. Handguns, the AMP-63 nerfed, the Mati nerfed. So I've been running the Psycho for a while, as you might have seen on streams. This is probably now the meta the meta pistol again will be the Psycho. Got a build for that on the channel, so check that out. Submachine gun. So the Arma Guerrera has been adjusted. It's not a huge nerf, even though it does look like it. Not many people are using the 72 round anyway. So still one to try out. You might just have to adjust your build slightly. Blixen had a mid-range nerf. Also the 54 round mag that a lot of people were using in solos has been nerfed. So you might want to go back to the 32 on that one. The MAC-10 is back. The return of the Mac. He has been buffed, which is nice to see that. Bit of love to the MAC-10. Owen Gun, another nerf. PPSH, slight buff. Sten, buff. This was pretty solid in the ground loot version of it, so definitely want to watch. Very light touch nerf to the Type 100. Well gun, slight nerf, probably still going to be pretty OP. Sniper rifles of all the sort of light snipers. The marksman rifles have had a buff to their flinch resistance. So this flinch resistance has been nerfed in a way that if you're getting shot and using any of these snipers, you'll be able to hold your target easier. I'm gonna 3-line rifles being buffed. Tactical rifles, so the Black Ops Aug meta's back. That's the nasty burst weapon. Not looking forward to getting killed by that. Underbarrels, so these are the attachment updates, underbarrel updates, buff to a lot of the other underbarrels. The point of this being the hand stop is pretty much the go-to, and this is going to mix that up, so hopefully in combination with some of the other adjustments you might want to check out some of the other underbarrel attachments. Rear grip also, polymer's been nerfed pretty heavily from 95 down to 50 on the flinch resistance. I personally like to use fabric for most of my SMGs, but your mileage may vary. Hatched is probably going to be the go-to now. Next up and last of all is the bug fixes. So we've got better rendering performance on console. Hopefully this is due to the lack of vegetation, so console players have better experience playing Caldera. A load of bug fixes. Hopefully, I mean, you can stop and read these if you want, pause the video. I'm not going to go over them too much. But hopefully these bug fixes, you just not see any of these. I.e. you won't need to know about these bug fixes because you just won't experience the pain that you were experiencing before. That's pretty much it. Download sizes. By the time this video is out, you probably would have downloaded this, but it's 21 gig all round. Xbox 27, PCs 23, if 26 if you've got Modern Warfare. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you found it useful, please subscribe, like the video. It really helps me out. If not, come stop by the stream, say hello. I'll be streaming Fortune's Keep tonight and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from now to the rest of the time. So I hope to see you then, and peace out.